Good evening, and welcome to the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board Semester 1 e-learning orientation session. My name is Andy Queechin, and I am the Academic Coordinator for Technology-Enabled Learning and Teaching for the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board. I will be co-presenting this evening's orientation session with my colleague, Kelly McDougall, who is Dufferin Peel's district e-learning contact and currently supports nearly 40,000 educators and students utilizing this Brightspace environment. This session will be broken down into the following components: taking an e-learning course, such as what it is and what it looks like, some tips and a few expectations, and then Kelly will show you how to access the orientation modules within your course. Although your online course does not officially begin until tomorrow morning, you will be able to log into the online environment through Kelly's component this evening and in the least able to access a small orientation module to help orient and become more familiar and maneuver through the e-learning virtual learning environment. We ask that you take down or take a picture of this link for later reference. Otherwise, you can always return to this video, which is being recorded as well. This is a link where you will find all the resources within the video. You will want to keep this link close in the event that you may need a refresher on how to maneuver through the virtual environment. Here are some important dates worth noting. September 11th, which is today, you can access the orientation modules. And again, Kelly will show you how to do that in a few moments. Tomorrow, September 12th, we're asking that the orientation modules be completed, and students will also be able to begin your online course. Again, more details from Kelly momentarily. July 23rd, that's day one of our examination period. You're going to have your exam between 12:30 and 2:30 p.m. written at your home school. This is a proctored exam. Regardless of what period you have slotted for e-learning, it is a 2-hour exam. Please note, your e-learning classmates and teacher may not necessarily have the same e-learning schedule as you. Some may be scheduled in period 2, some period 4, etc. So if e-learning is not scheduled as your period 1 course, you may be writing 2 exams on day 1. Your face-to-face period 1 course in the morning and your e-learning course in the afternoon. So lots of time to prepare in advance for that day. The tool we will be using as our e-learning platform is called Brightspace by D2L. As mentioned earlier, Dufferin Peel currently has nearly 40,000 students accessing the Brightspace by D2L environment as part of their classroom resources. Different from those 40,000 students, you will be using this environment for your entire course. What can you expect as a student taking an e-learning course? Well, in many ways, it's similar to a regular face-to-face course that you would be familiar with. Your teacher provides learning outcomes and success criteria. They may provide resources and input to get you started as you work through the learning process. You document your learning and receive feedback to enhance your proficiency. You communicate and reach out to your teacher for the same reasons as you would with the face-to-face classrooms, whether it be questions about the work, seeking clarification, additional support, etc. Your e-learning teacher is there to help you. Your online teacher will let you know once inside the course the best way to reach them. As an example, there is an internal email system within the course. There will be readings, assignments, activities, reflections, cooperative group work, and discussion forums. Discussion forums are big components of an e-learning course. You can expect to be asked to participate often. My recommendation is to participate fully. Your assignments will be submitted through drop boxes within Brightspace. The orientation module will show you how to submit an assignment through a Dropbox. The knowledge building areas, such as readings and videos, etc., may become part of class discussions. So stay current and on top of your work. Your work habits and skills are truly elevated in an online course. These are skill sets that will help you in the long run, such as responsibility, organizational skills, working independently, collaboration, taking initiative, and fostering self-regulation. To date, thousands of Dufferin-Peel students have now earned credits through the Dufferin-Peel e-learning program. We'd like to share some helpful tips as well as share some expectations with you. You can expect to spend the same amount of time on your online course as you would in your face-to-face course. If you're going to be offline and away for the day, please let your teacher know prior to your absence when possible. Compared to a face-to-face class, you can expect to spend anywhere up to 12 hours per week on your course. I'll explain. A regular face-to-face course is typically over 6 hours of class time each week, 75 minutes per class. Each day, you add a bit of time for homework, and that's how you can get up to the 12 hours. Your teacher is there to support you. Check in with your teacher and ask for feedback. Ask if what you're producing meets their expectations. Stay in communication with your teacher. You're expected to log into your course each school day. You aren't expected to log into your course over the weekend, but you are expected to manage your time to ensure that coursework is completed on time. You can also log in any time of the day. We suggest you take advantage of the time allocated for your e-learning course at school. Your teacher will respond to your questions within a 24-hour period. Please plan accordingly. Plan ahead so that you provide the time necessary when requiring a response from your teacher and your classmates. If for some reason you find yourself falling behind and you've missed a few days, jump right back in. Stay active, stay involved in the course. We want to see you succeed. Please do follow the rules and expectations provided by your online teacher. Although your online teacher may be from a different school, they are your teacher for your entire e-learning course. As in anything we do, we ask you be respectful and courteous and apply the Catholic Code of Conduct. We ask you also follow the Dufferin-Peel policies concerning plagiarism and copyright laws. For those with an individual education plan, such as an IEP, your online teacher will also reach out to your academic resource department. But we do ask that you do connect with your online teacher inside of the Brightspace environment. The best way to connect with them would be the internal email on the inside. There are many ways to receive support while taking an online course. Your e-learning teacher is there to support you with any of your coursework. Guidance teacher will be there to support you with such things, say you wanted to drop the course or were concerned about scheduling. Please talk to your guidance teacher for that. Within Brightspace, as Kelly will show you in a moment, there is a 1-800 number for technical support. They are available for you 24/7, 7 days a week. As well, for those with an IEP, you can always reach out to your academic resource teacher at your school. In a moment, Kelly will guide you through the login process. You'll be able to enter your online course area. What you should see is an orientation module that you will follow to help you become more familiar with the virtual learning environment. You will not see other modules or courses with modules within your course, as they will be released based on conditions and by calendar. Tomorrow, as a reminder, is actually your start date for your e-learning course. If you do have any questions regarding your course material, we ask that you connect to the online teacher inside the virtual learning environment. The orientation module will demonstrate just how to do that. While our goal is to help you to be successful in your e-learning course, you may decide in consultation with your guidance counselor that withdrawing may be the best option for you. Please do follow standard protocols and connect with your guidance contact in person. We simply cannot demit students from our end. Also, please do be aware of school deadlines for making course changes. At this point, I will introduce Kelly McDougall, our e-learning contact for Dufferin-Peel, who will walk you through the login process and other tech tips to get you started. Over to you, Kelly.
Okay, so we're going to begin with how to log in to the virtual learning environment. So the best point of reference, if you're at home, will be to go to the Digital S'more, and you can find the link in how to log in here. Secondly, if you're at school, you may notice that when you log in to your school computer, you're pushed to this page, that's students.dpcdsb.org. So if you're at school, you can go directly to this page, find the Brightspace icon. It's orange over on the far right here. And once you click on it, you'll be pushed directly to the main page of your Brightspace learning environment. So this is a landing page or main page, and you'll see that there are different tools in the top row, and there's also a navigational bar here. Now this may vary from the navigation that you have in your specific course, and your teacher will tailor it to meet the workflow that you will need for your class. So to begin, you'll notice that your name will be in the top right-hand corner here. There's a waffle here, and if you hover over it, you'll see it says select a course. So this is one of the areas that you can get to your course from. The second is the My Courses widget. So a widget is just a box, and you'll see that under our system announcements on the right-hand side, there's a widget called My Courses. So the course that I'm going to demonstrate to you right now is located here. I'm going to click on that, and keep in mind that I'm in a student role at the moment. So once I get to my course, you'll see my name, or your name, will be in the top right-hand corner. And we're going to go over some different aspects that will help you to create a good workflow for the next few months here. Okay, so the nav bar is up top here. You'll see the icon that looks like a house. That will always bring you back to the course homepage. So if you had been using any of the other spaces attached to any of these icons and you wanted to get back to this main page, you would click on Course Home. Under Class List, you'll see your classmates and your teacher. So if you're trying to contact your teacher, find teacher in the far right-hand column, and then just click on the teacher's name, and that will push you through to create an email. So you see when I hover there, it says compose email to Kay McDougall, who's the teacher. The next icon is assignments. It used to be called Dropbox. These are the same functionality. So this is where you're going to be uploading your assignments to when you are asked to do that in your content area or by your teacher. The next is Locker. And this is a personal space that each user inside of our system has. And I'm going to click on it to show you what it looks like. So you can bring in files from your computer. You can create a new file. So if you need to write up something for an assignment, you could keep your workflow all within this virtual learning environment and give your file a name. Give it a description, that's optional. And then you'll see you have like a word processor here that has some extra elements in it that allow you to bring in images and links and embed code and all sorts of interesting things. And this will be covered more in depth in your orientation module. I mentioned the Locker. In case you're using a Mac, pages on Mac are not recognized inside the assignment Dropbox. So if you cut and paste your assignment into a file that you create in your Locker here, then you can simply just pull that into your assignment area later. The next icon is a support portal. This support portal is a direct link to technical support for the course. So this goes right to Brightspace by D2L, and they can help with technical issues. So the types of things they can help you with are how to upload an assignment, how to use the different tools that are inside of this virtual learning environment, how to use the functionality of the course. So if you have a specific question about the content or the assignments, you'll need to ask your teacher. The people that are attached to our support portal can only answer technical questions regarding the tools. They can't reset passwords or help you with the homework. So you'll need to direct those types of questions towards a teacher. This is your discussion icon that Andy had mentioned earlier, and you're going to be taking part in a number of discussions in your class. So this is a handy icon to familiarize yourself with. And then the content icon. So this is where your teacher will be loading up all of the different modules and assignments and activities for you to view. So just to review, if I click on that course home again, that's going to take me right back to the landing page of my course. This is the announcement widget, and this is where your teacher will be posting important information, reminders, micro lessons, media, and other aspects that they'd like you to look at. The nice thing about this announcement tool is it does link to notifications. So that means that you can sign up inside this system to be notified by text or email when your teacher posts different types of information inside your course, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to navigate back up to the top right-hand corner, and we're going to click on our name, and you'll see when I do that, this heading comes up, notifications. So I'm going to click on that notifications, and I'm going to come down here, and you'll see it says email address. So you can add your email address. I would suggest to use the email address that you want to be notified at. So if you would like an email to come to your personal email, then you can add that here. You're the only one that has access to this area, so you'll have to take care of updating these settings yourself. If you would like to get a text message with a one-way push of information, you can register your mobile. Just for privacy reasons, I'm not going to actually do it, but I will show you what it looks like. You're going to select your country. You're going to select whichever carrier you use for your mobile phone. You enter your number and save. And what will happen is you will receive a verification code that you will be able to enter in here after you click save. So that being said, you'll see down here, these are the different types of information that you can be notified. Okay, activity feed is also called course questions. So if you would like to be notified if there's a question posted, you could click on that. If I had entered my phone, I would be able to click inside this SMS, which is for text messages. So if that's an option that you'd like to undertake, then you'll need to register your number. You can choose whether you would like both types of notifications or one type of notifications. And I would recommend that you for sure get notifications for content, discussions, announcements, and activity feed, because those are going to be something that you're going to be looking at following up with on a daily basis from Monday to Friday. So if you've made any changes to this notifications, it's really important that you save it in the bottom left-hand corner. But don't worry if you didn't catch all of these instructions, as in the digital flyer that we shared with you, there's a video that goes through how to do it again. So just know that you could always check back there at a later time. Okay, so there's another tool in our course that's on the home page, and it may be called Activity Feed, or your teacher might have renamed it Course Questions. So this is a public space for students to ask questions about the course material. So perhaps you have a question about an assignment in Unit 1. If you post your question here, then your teacher can respond here, and then everyone will know the answer. And oftentimes students have similar questions about the same element. So this will just help everyone's workflow to have that question answered in this public space here. So just know that anything that you post inside Course Questions, use good digital citizenship and be sure that you're following the Catholic Code of Conduct when you're posting here. This is a public space. If there's something that you need to ask your teacher that's of a more individual basis, perhaps you know that you're going to be away or you're sick on a day, you could just use the class list and email to notify your teacher about that type of occurrence. So again, that course questions or activity feed is down below here. Your teacher can also respond here, and your teacher may also allow you students to reply to each other. Perhaps it's just a navigation issue and you're wondering where something is, and another student might know and be able to direct you to that very quickly. It just helps everyone's workflow to get the answers to our questions as quickly as possible. So that's something to keep in mind when you're navigating your course space. Okay, so important part of our course, as I mentioned earlier, was content. So if you see the green book up here, if I click on that, it's going to take me into the course content. So think of this like the binder of your course. It's a digital binder of your course. And for right now, I'm going to show you how to access the online student orientation. So all of your teachers have this loaded to the class space that you can access. And it's a great resource for students to familiarize themselves with the virtual learning environment. So this is especially important if you've never taken an e-learning course before, because we'll walk you through all of the different tools and help you to feel very comfortable with using this environment. So I'm going to click on this unit here, and you'll see that it comes up sort of in a waffle shape here. Now, you'll notice in my top corner here, I have an icon that has 4 arrows. So when I click on that, that opens it up to full screen. So it gives me a better field of vision. So if you're interested in accessing that, you can just click on those 4 arrows, and then you can see how you can exit up here. So the first element here is just a quick quiz. It's a multiple choice. It will just help you to determine what your strengths and weaknesses are in the e-learning environment. Your teacher might ask you to submit the results of this quiz just to help them to know you as a learner better. So they might ask for a screenshot, or they might ask you to download it as a PDF and upload it into one of your assignment folders. And your specific teachers will let you know how they'd like you to move forward with that. Okay, so the online tools is a great place to begin. It goes through all the different tools and functionalities that you're going to be engaging in the class. Especially make sure you go to discussion, and then all the different tools you'll see here are ready for you to explore. And then the questions, how do I learn online? So there's tips and tricks to help you to know the best way to approach your work and how to be successful. How do I connect with others? How do I know that I'm doing well? And how do I manage my digital footprint? This is very important that we remember that a digital classroom is exactly like a face-to-face classroom in the way that we conduct ourselves and the way that we speak to and treat other people in our class. So just a reminder for that, and work through all of these different elements for tomorrow and get started tomorrow when you're assigned to your class. So I'm going to exit this full screen. Okay, so you'll see I'm back, and your teacher will have other elements to their course here that will be in colored modules like you see here, and they'll be releasing them on a daily and weekly basis, depending on the flow of the instruction. So you won't see every single thing that you're going to do in the course for the whole semester today or tomorrow. They'll be rolled out as appropriate for your learning, just like you do in a blended or face-to-face class. Okay, so it's very important that you look at that student orientation module and familiarize yourself with the tools. Okay, so I mentioned it earlier, but I just want to show you this assignment icon again. And there aren't any folders here yet, but once you have an assignment due, you will see those. And remember that you have this locker tool to which you can use to create the responses for your assignments if you so choose. You can access your locker here. If it doesn't appear in your navigation bar, you can ask your teacher to add it there, or you can access it from the main page of our learning environment too. It's always linked to all the courses that you are taking. So there isn't a separate locker space for different courses. You can use the same locker space for all your courses. You can make folders and assign different subjects to them if you want to organize yourself in that way. Okay, so you'll see I have a math folder here. So when I click on that, I can go ahead and create a new file. And once I create it, it'll be housed in that folder. And then I can go back and pull from this folder when I need to submit an assignment, and I would do that through going through the assignment icon first of all. So as we mentioned earlier, very important to get inside your course and to explore the landing page here. Read your teacher's welcome. They're directing you on what the first things they'd like you to do. And also to keep in mind that you have a handy calendar here where your teacher will be posting important dates. Okay, so you can change your view. Right now, this is a monthly view, so you can see in this class there's some things that are coming up, and your teacher will keep you apprised of the important dates within the course. Andy mentioned the important dates aligned to final examinations. Okay, so we can see that there are some questions coming in. So we're going to continue to answer those both on this feed and on the Padlet feed, if that's the one that you have been asking your questions. Remember that tomorrow you should take the opportunity to get into your class, click on the class list, and find the teacher. And it's probably a good idea just to introduce yourself to the teacher. And if you have any preliminary questions about the student module, that'd be a good time to ask those as well. I'm just going to redirect you back to this digital flyer that we supplied. We're going to keep this throughout the semester, and we will update it with important reminders as well as far as exams, just to help you with that. We'll keep this like this so that you have access to those important dates in the slide deck. If you want to come back, you'll have access to this video once it's finished. It'll be posted here and you can watch it again if you feel like doing that. As I mentioned earlier, there's another link here to set up your notifications. And there are some extra tips at the bottom for being great e-learning students. Importance of personal information in you. And then I would like to really highlight that if you have yet to do so at school, please sign up for the password reset tool. So this way, if you happen to forget your network password, you can go ahead and reset it yourself. But you can only do that if you've already signed up for this service. When you sign up for this service, you will be able to come back in the future and reset your password. Especially when we're e-learning students and we might not be in the same building as our teacher, we need to ensure that we can access our course. So please do that tonight if you can. And then in the future, if you need to reset your password, you can come back to this flyer. It says click here if you've forgotten your network password. This will send you to a link that will allow you to reset it. Okay, so you're going to head over to your course where your teacher's course will be listed under your name. As we mentioned, log into Brightspace. Courses are in the waffle. That's where you're going to access your student orientation in your teacher's class. Okay, so you're going to go under this drop down and find a course. You'll only have courses that are assigned to you for this semester and that are active. Okay. So we'd like to thank you for your participation this evening. We'll be posting this recording afterwards, and we'd like to wish you all the best and may God bless your efforts in your course this year.